Hello and welcome to TXM TV. I'm Anthony Clyne and I'm joined today by Robert Chittenden. How are you, Robert?
Yeah, I'm fine, Anthony, and hello, everyone. It's great to be back to have another episode with you, Anthony.
Thank you, Robert. It was great to have you back and to be together again. We haven't done one for a week. And today we're talking about, I'd like to talk about the need to rapidly define new ways of working. And what better way to do that by other than having different people work all together at the same time to define how the work should be. And the way to do that is using process mapping and often with swim lanes. And what we're finding is the evolution of software tools to support the collaboration. And so what better way to do the collaborative or process definition than on the computer and using collaborative software? And we're experimenting using a software called Miro. So I'm just going to show how we're doing that and just briefly share how simply it is to say there's a task here and we copy and paste and write a second task. And then that hands over to someone else who's down here. And then you can see how it zigzags along. And when designing a lean process, we want to have as few handoffs as possible. And so tasks that might have been done by another person traditionally, we make that simple and easy for the person who's doing that work to continue to do that work to minimize those handovers. And but if we're doing this and I'm delaying people, like with my typing ability and the dexterity of using it, then someone else can join in this room and click and change it at the same time. They're able to zoom into a different perspective, so they can be focusing on one area of work, and you can be focusing on another, and you can work in parallel to multitask and get things done a lot quicker. So that's a little bit about facilitating rapid process re-engineering using the Miro tool, and I'm finding it really interesting, Rob, that people can quickly get in, change how they do work, and discover how different people think that the work happens in different ways at the moment, and then work together to define the new way of working. And part of that is getting ready to do projects.
Yes, Anthony, that's a great way of putting the visuals there and giving people some time to reflect on it. I often find myself that I'll go back and I've done a map on the day and I'll come back and I'm looking at it, or when I do make a digital version, I go, oh, I can just add these extra steps to expand that to make it a little bit more clarity. So it is a good tool to give people access to it, that they can alter their process to get as close to what happens in real life is the aim. Well, some of the things that I think about or bring into consideration for starting a project is the whole aim at the beginning of the process is to visualize the process. From a systems point of view, how does that process look? And one of the tools we could use is the swimming lanes that you've got there, Anthony. We want to point to the problems that are impacting the system's performance. So that let's get that list down of the things that we know are impacting our ability to succeed in a process. And then we want to get some sort of level of focus. So when a team starts working on a project, they know exactly what their actions will be aligned to make the greatest impact. Because we don't want projects that go on for too long. We want ones that are starting to generate quick wins very early, and we can start seeing that our efforts are grinding down that problem into smaller bites. So in that, we want to start looking at the preparation. So preparation is the key to many great successes. So collect the data, do just a picture walk, understand what this project will look like in just some data, pictures. If you've got SOPs, let's get them all out now, or review the quality statements. Is there checklists? What are the standard forms? Get all that done in the preparation stage. It helps so much to have that done before we start mapping. Then planning is definitely an essential item. We want to take that data now and start looking at what are the logistics of the dates, the locations, how do we get access to areas, when will teams be available, when will supervisors be offsite or managers, so that we can make sure the program goes without too many hiccups. We want to set those loose goals. What are the goals that are going to keep this project together? And then feed that to some sort of steering committee and how that's going to happen, and get that reporting process set up. Then it's really get down to select the scope and select the team members, make sure they're all relevant fits to the organisation's goals and getting this project completed. And then also determine the boundaries. A very point that I like to spend a lot on just before we agree to everything is, where are the boundaries? Yeah, is it a shed? Is it a process where the handover points end? Or is there certain financial data as well? What are those boundaries that we can't cross whilst the project develops? So that's my quick summary of what I think about when I want to get started on a project, Anthony. So I hope they're similar to what you do, and the mapping that you've shown is a good way to start that as well.
Yeah, and at TXM, Rob, we do follow a standardised way, and part of that is that preparation, and it's through collaboration that we constantly challenge the way we work, and we improve our own work.
Yeah, our TXMY booklet, which sets up the project at the beginning, is quite a detailed process to go through to capture what I've just talked about, and to have that standard sort of document or folder that is our referencing point to keep a project on track.
Yeah, and a lot of those methods that you've trialled were integral in the foundation of that TXM way. So thank you, Rob, and thank you for participating and watching this live production. Remember to comment on our LinkedIn page and email us at txmtv@txm.com. I'm Anthony Clyne. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you next time.